got another one.
Welcome to Gavrin's Wild. This is one of my first ice fishing episodes, one of my first ice fishing shows that I'm going to be putting together for you guys. I am jigging for some lake trout today. I've been marking a good amount of bait fish and other things like that. Gotten a couple of follows and chases from a couple of lake trout, but unfortunately I just have my bigger bait on right now, so I wasn't catching any of those smaller fish. I am going to rig up my other rod with a smaller bait. It's a Tingler spoon. It's really great for some of the smaller lake trout, smaller fish in general, perch, smelt, a couple of other types of fish that are in here that I can catch while I'm looking for lake trout. But the lake trout really love this lure as well. So I'm going to get this rigged up. This is the rod I'm going to be using today. This one is the Jawjacker medium 29-inch. Great rod for lake trout. Awesome rod. It's got plenty of backbone, but it has enough play that you're not fighting small fish and making it feel like it's easy. So this rod is a lot of fun, and comboing it with the Pissy Fun. This, I believe, is the 500 size. Great reel, great drag system, as you could hear. Very smooth drag. Really great for these types of fish, and overall a great ice fishing reel. So I'm running a 6-pound test mono ice fishing line on there. Seagar Red Label 6-pound test fluorocarbon. 6-pound test fluoro for a leader. And I am working with a Tingler spoon today. Tingler spoon is a really great bait for these lake trout. Okay, on my other rod, I'm rocking a 3.5-inch swim bait, plastic swim bait. This is kind of a smelt pattern, a glitter smelt pattern. Works really well for lake trout. A lot of times I run a stinger hook on this. Today I am not, because I wanted to get down there quickly. We're fishing in 60 feet of water right now, so for the most part all we'll be seeing are lake trout. Always test your drag from the rod tip. You want to make sure you have a good enough tight drag to really drive those hooks home. Lake trout have a very bony mouth, not a lot there for them to get hooked on. For the most part, lake trout like to hang out anywhere over 40 feet of water. You can find lake trout in shallower water. You can definitely find them in 20-something feet of water or even less. But for the most part, lake trout are deeper water fish, but they definitely do work a lot of the water column. So even if you're fishing in 120 feet of water, they might be right under the ice, or they might be at 120 feet down. It looks like I'm gonna have to bounce around to try to find these fish or wait for them to turn on. So okay, we got our first real lake trout on the screen. I've been marking bait pretty consistently. I haven't moved at all. Been just relaxing, hoping that something would come through, and it just had a really great mark. Just chased me a little bit. Wow, that was cool. Big mark. Just hit bottom. Bounce the bottom a few times. Sometimes I get hit when I'm on the bottom, like that. Come just off the bottom. Maybe by like 5 feet, 10 feet or so. And then hang out just off the bottom. Oh, lake trout, where are you, lake trout? She's got this beautiful little laker. Great colors on them and everything. Caught them while jigging. Beautiful patterns. See you, bud. Made a move here. It is the afternoon. I have been finally getting onto lake trout. It was a good spot, and I was catching fish, but I really wasn't catching a lot of fish, and I wasn't marking a lot of fish. So I decided to make an exploratory walk and just go and drill some test holes and jig them for a little while, and I caught 3 lakers in the matter of just a few minutes. I wanted to make sure that I can get back over here and get the shack on them. So I spent about an hour getting the shack over here. Moving it isn't the easiest on a windy day like today. So did what I needed to do, and hopefully we could start marking some more fish and get some fish on camera for you guys. I got 2 rods out right now. I got a rod with a big dead bait right on the bottom, maybe only like 3 feet away from the hole that I'm fishing in right now. I'm still jigging with the tingler spoon that I was using this morning. Switched off and on to a couple of things, and the only thing I was catching with was the tingler spoon, so decided to stick with it, and getting some results. Nothing too fast and heavy action, but I mean, you could hear the wind is just absolutely howling outside. It's picking up now, so I'm just gonna hang out and relax and enjoy the rest of the day until I'm ready to be done, and then I will pack it in and head out of here. Got a fish under my jig right now. Looks like just a small mark, probably just a perch. Gotta excite this fish. Drop below it, hit the bottom, bounce the bottom once or twice, and come up about a foot. Just coming straight to it. Fish on, baby. Small fish. It's probably perch. If it's even still on, which it is. Yeah, a little perch. Tiny little guy. Little perch. Trout have 2 different types of mood: suicide and non-committal. Today is a little bit of the non-committal. They're very docile. They're not really chasing the baits. When that happens, I'm more laying in the mud, just doing light twitches, as you can see. When they commit and they're suicidal, that's when you can reel as fast as you want, as fast as you can, and they will catch up and eat the jig. It's been kind of few and far between today. This huge cold front that's coming through has really got these fish not ready to eat yet. You know, fish are biting today, but it's relatively slow, this bite today. 5 lake trout in a day is a really good lake trout day, but unfortunately it was always when I was hole hopping or not ready with the camera, so that's just kind of how it goes. Last time I was here, I managed to land 12 lake trout, and 0 were on the tip-ups. That day I had my full 7 out, I had my jigging rod and 6 other tip-ups, and I caught every single fish on the rod and reel. No fish on tip-ups, so just kind of goes to show you the way these fish are, how they act, and the temperament. Some days they'll be real easy and excited. Other days they're not wanting to touch nothing. All right, today was a great day. Got out here, did some Laker fishing by myself. Mostly did some jigging. I set out a couple of tip-ups, but those didn't do anything all day. The tip-ups didn't get hit. Not a single tip-up went off. But jigging was a lot of fun. Very productive. It wasn't a super hot bite. It wasn't like they were biting anything all the time, no matter where you were. Nothing exciting, nothing too big, you know, all in that like 17, 20 inch range. So it's a good time today. A lot of fun. I'm going to be packing up here in the next couple minutes. I got a ton of gear to get back. I built myself a great Smitty sled, put it together this morning here at the lake, and I'm going to take it off the lake here in the next couple minutes.